Conceptually and narratively, I don't understand why this is happening. Jean was a focus in Volume 9. Why are we getting a Beyond episode on him? Shouldn't the focus be the characters that we didn't get last volume and haven't seen in years? Like last episode? I don't really get why we have a Jean episode. I feel like it's still going to be good, but I feel like I'm going to have the same problem as like how the second part of the Justice League crossover had the Ruby and Yang angst and had the Weiss trauma, and it's like that's good content, but it's in the wrong spot. That's not where that should be. That's volume 10 content. It shouldn't be in the movie. And I'm doing a lot of prejudging here, but I don't feel like this is the place for this. I feel like this is taking up a spot where something else should be. But whatever. Let's start.
This is the very first entry in what I guess is about to become my journal. Just feels like something you do when you want to keep your daily life in perspective. And now that I've been young and old and young again, it's not always easy to keep things in perspective these days. I know I lost it for a little bit there. Being back with my team helps, even though things aren't the same. Rin and Nora have their own thing they're working through, and I'm not the same boy they knew. I'm the rusted knight. Nora loves reminding people of that, by the way. They usually just look at her like it's some kind of inside joke they're not a part of. These days, I'd rather forget. I guess I was the rusted knight, but the rusted knight wasn't really me. Who is Jean now? Lately, I've been spending more time with the person I thought might relate most.
Yeah.
And how is that journal going?
I haven't quite started yet.
Is Miles giving him a deeper voice? It doesn't quite sound like Rusted Knight, but it doesn't quite sound like Jean either. It's like an in-between.
Soon, though.
It'll help.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't feel like anything will. Don't get me wrong, I'm not unhappy to be back. I just feel out of place. Like I've left the world by and it's done the same.
Believe me, I know what that's like. I've been the subject of a couple of fairy tales myself.
You mean Ozpin has, right?
Of course. If you're not...
I thought it was Ozpin talking. I thought it was Ozpin.
Not sure where to start. I do have a suggestion, if you'd like.
Sure.
Think about the good times. What little they might have been that you spent in the ever after.
Just focus on the positive.
No, not like that. It might be able to help you remember what it was all for. And rewrite the story in your own way.
Like
The good
Lewis
times.
did?
I remember Alex and Lewis. Those early days of getting to know each other were magical. It's like I was living someone else's life. For me, the secret that I knew a little of what was happening to all of us was exciting. Lewis was a puzzle, since he wasn't part of the story I knew, but he figured out really quickly that I knew more than I was letting on. We compared notes on Remnant. Oh, they couldn't believe I was from the faraway future.
How
I couldn't
far?
believe they were from Vacuo. Back before the war.
Well, I figured before the war. Vacuo, huh? Interesting. How far before the war? Because Weiss acts like this story is incredibly old. The war is only a century old. Not even a century. It's only 80 years. It's not a full century yet. I'm working on putting the RWBY timeline video together, so I'm kind of curious how far back, where I need to adjust where their part of the timeline is.
Before Huntsman. I remember the first time we tried to shop at the Garden Acre. They didn't have days of the week, so they invented one. Splatter Day, just for us humans. You know, for a while, they ended up having Splatter Day every day because they didn't understand. But every Splatter Day, there was a farmer's market. Only, instead of buying produce, you bought farmers who would grow it for you for a little bit. We would roast things by the fire every night. But it was those campfires I remember most. Lewis writing everything down in his journal. The story he'd one day tell, to help lead my friends to me. Oh, and in those early days, every night around the campfire, when I tell them my story, my adventures, oh, they always seemed so amazed. Which was weird because it was just my life, the mistakes I'd made, and the times I'd gotten lucky. It was like having my team back. People around you who make you feel more than you are. Or maybe they see you in a way you can't see yourself. It's the same kind of warmth that a good fire
Don't trip Hira.
brings.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And
Damn it,
laughter.
you did it.
And a good meal. I see those campfires all across Vacuo at night, and I wonder what people are sharing, what they're building, the hope they're stoking, and what they'll be saying when this is all over. I guess maybe there's something to this after all.
Perspective.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna make it?
Good question.
Around that campfire. Did it matter?
No. No, I guess it didn't.
Yeah, that I would have said wait on that. I feel like that should have been 10 content. I'm sticking to that. This could have waited. Again, the thing I said earlier about the stuff that's in part 2 of the movie, that stuff that it's good, it's just in the wrong spot. I think we should have had focus somewhere else, like, I don't know, Team Coffee or something. And just to be clear, because I know a lot of people are upset just because it's specifically Jean, and those people are weird. It's not because it's Jean, it's because it's someone we had focus on last volume. And I would prefer not having focus on them because we just had focus on them for a whole volume. I would prefer learning more about what was going on during that time for the characters we haven't seen in years. This isn't what I want out of it. That doesn't make it not good, because it is good content. I just think this isn't the spot for it. It should have waited. We still don't know how they fell in the Ever After, though. How did Alex and Lewis even get there? More importantly, they're from Vacuo. That's not a coincidence. I'm not sure what the connection is, but that's not a coincidence. That's on purpose. Also, do you think we'll get through this is kind of meta for right now. But I think we will. I think someone's going to pick this show up. I will say, if they pick it up but don't let it continue to be made the way that it's been being made, then I don't want it. But yeah. So long as RWBY gets to do what they've been doing and what they need to do to continue it, then I'm fine. I don't want a major shift in the show. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed that. Do all of that YouTube algorithm stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you when I see you.
If I bleed tonight